Meantime, the day-to-day risk might be small, but the consequences will be huge when the next major earthquake hits the Bay Area. And when it does, will the U.S. Geological Survey be there? As Brian Hackney explains, they're currently not allowed to do any work.
This is the USGS doing what it does best.
270 degrees, 41.2 seconds.
Informing the public about quakes.
Yeah, that's showing the actual offset.
What will happen before one hits. And what happens after.
Everything's been pretty well recon.
But for now, their lips are sealed. Try reaching USGS. You'll get an automated response reading in part that because of the shutdown, they're prohibited from conducting work as a federal employee. But despite that prohibition,
I think everything will change at the occurrence of a big quake.
Okay. Geophysicist Ross Stein spent a lifetime at USGS.
I can't speak for the survey, but I spent 30 years there, and I know an awful lot of good people there, and wild horses couldn't keep them from working on the quake.
Even though they're forbidden from returning phone calls and emails until further notice?
It's my understanding that in an emergency, the USGS would permit direct communication with the scientists to continue talking with the public.
Some things are still up and running because they're automated.
Earthquake early warning that could potentially give the public seconds of notification before the strong shaking begins.
And before a big quake, could clues to an impending quake go unnoticed because of the shutdown? Case in point, the Lake Elsman quakes in the late 80s, 2 magnitude 5s that now look like warning signals that Loma Prieta was about to snap, which it did.
Yes, in retrospect, those Lake Elsman earthquakes do indeed look like foreshocks, but we're no farther in our ability to use earthquakes like that, moderate little guys, magnitude 5s, to forecast the occurrence of the next earthquake. So the short answer is we'll miss those clues again, but it's not because of the shutdown per se, it's because it's so hard to read those tea leaves.
So that speaks for USGS, but what about the other federal agencies that it would have to coordinate with in the event of something big happening?
Now you've hit a soft spot. That would be very hard to do. Again, I feel people would improvise, people would do their best to make that work, but that coordination is something which will be made much harder during a shutdown.
Okay, so there will be a response, but it will not be as efficient as it would have been if the government had been up and running.
Probably so.
The major holdup remains in the U.S. Senate, where any spending bill needs at least 60 votes to pass. Democrats continue to push for an extension to health care subsidies that were slashed by President Trump's so-called Big Beautiful Bill.